right, everybody. I'm Larry Roberts.
And I'm Sara Losi, and this is Branded, your comprehensive guide to creative branding.
And on this solo-ish episode of the podcast, we've been going through and interviewing folks, but Sara and I felt, you know what? We need to do something together.
We needed some bonding time.
We did. We just needed some solo time to chat and reconnect with our audience on a very personal level. So that's what we're looking to do today. And in all honesty, that kind of brings us to the topic of the episode. I had an interesting experience this past week, and we thought this would be a great opportunity to talk about exceptional customer service and how it impacts your brand.
I think we just really need to focus, though, on how stupid this mistake was.
Wasn't that stupid? It wasn't that stupid.
What did you do?
It was
Tell everyone
stupid.
what you did.
And the worst part is that I was showing you what I ordered, and it was on the image when I showed you.
Yeah, I saw it, but I thought, I was like, oh, okay, that's weird. They keep the grids on even in the proof.
I thought that same thing when I looked at the proof. So anyways.
Tell everyone what you did.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, man. I've been going to a ton of networking events here in Dallas, the Metroplex, and it's a mix of folks. Some are Gen Xers, some are even boomers, some are Gen Zers, some are millennials, and depending on where I go, there's different, we'll call them expectations in these rooms. Some expect you to have a digital business card. Some expect you to have a LinkedIn. Some expect you to have business cards. And after going to these events, I thought, man, because what I do is I always just have my phone as my wallpaper on my phone. It's a QR code to my LinkedIn. But the more I'm out there shaking hands, kissing babies, the more I'm getting asked for business cards. So I broke down and I said, I just need to get some business cards. And unlike my co-host and business partner here, Miss Sara, I have to have the cat daddiest cards in the world. So I went over to my favorite card provider, and based on the responses I got from everybody on my social media posts, they love them equally. I went to moo.com.
Hashtag sponsor us.
Well, it's funny because they actually commented on my Facebook post. So that was interesting there. But anyways, so what I did was I looked at my cards that I had on there, and, it's great because you can just click reorder and order your old cards. But so much had changed since the last time the last set of cards I had didn't have LarryRoberts.com on there. It was still using some different colors for the background. And so I took the opportunity to redesign everything. And I designed this really cat daddy looking card. And I ordered the luxe version of the Moo cards, which is those super thick ones with a nice little color stripe in between the fibers. And I got the red stripe because I thought that'd be kind of cool with the red hat. And I uploaded them and I ordered the order. And I ordered, I went a little overboard this time too, because typically I order like 100. Well, this time I was so proud of these cards that I ordered 200. So, it's a little pricey ordering their luxe cards. And for 200, I think it came out to $167. So it's a little pricey. But man, the cards make an impression when people, when you hand it to them, they're like, damn, that is a card right there. And I love that reaction. So anyways, I ordered the cards and I was so excited and so proud. And I ordered expedited shipping, which I think was an extra $20 and maybe even 25 because there's an event next week. And I wanted to make sure I had the cards in time for the event. And they arrived, 2 days ago? I think maybe 2 days ago, something like that. And I was so stoked when I got them off the front porch and opened them up and whipped them out and went, and I looked at the card and the back looked amazing. But the front still had all of the template guidelines, and it even said US standard sized business card, and then it had instructions on how to use the template overlaid on my glorious new business cards that I had just ordered. And again, they were $167. And I ordered
instructions. Did it say remove before printing?
Look, I'm a man. I don't read instructions. Okay. So that's probably one of the biggest problems. But keep in mind too, that I ordered not one, but 200. So now I had 200 business cards.
How many cards did you order?
200.
Oh, okay.
Not one, but two.
Okay. Gotcha.
200 cards.
Make sure I got it right.
Yeah. So now I have 200 business cards that have like bleed markers on the edges, and again, just tons of extra text on top of the cards. So again, I was taken aback as soon as I opened them. I was super stoked when they got there, and then I shed a little tear after I realized my very hardcore mistake there. And so I thought, you know what, I've got to try. I know this is my mistake. I know I messed up. I went and reopened the Photoshop file and looked, and sure enough, the guidelines, that layer was still checked. So I was like, man, golly, this sucks. So I jumped on Moo's website, found their phone number, and jumped on. And the guy that answered the phone, super nice, super cordial. And look, I just laid into it. I was like, look, bro, I know this is on me, 100% on me, but I just got the cards and they're all messed up. I know it's my fault, but is there anything you can do to help me out? And he was like, well, go ahead and give me your account number. Let me see what we're working with here. And I said, please keep in mind too, you'll look at my account. You'll see I'm like a decade-long Moo customer. I've ordered from you guys for years and years and years. I said, please keep that in mind as you decide whether or not you can help me. And that's just that's that old man coming in, right? Yeah. Remember, I've been with you forever. So it took.
Do you have any idea who I think I am?
Yeah. No, wasn't that. It was, I've been giving you guys money for a very long time. I should be a preferred customer. And I even felt cheesy saying it, but I just really wanted some help here.
You went a little Karen.
What's that? A little Karen?
A little Karen.
There was a little Karen in there, and also, a whole lot of embarrassment, because I had to, admit that this was all on me, and I stressed that. I said, "Look, bro, I'm about to tell you something that is totally my mistake." But he looked at it and he goes, "Oh my gosh, yeah, I see exactly what you did, and I totally get it. And you know what? We will be more than happy to reprint your Lux business cards, all 200 of them again for you, and expedite the shipping so you still have them in time for your event next week." And I was like, oh my God, that's the coolest thing ever. So I was blown away. Moo, they came through. Yeah, it kind of rhymed it on purpose. But they did. They came through in a clinch, and man, it was just awesome. And, it just left me with just this elated feeling of experiencing customer service on an entirely different level. Even though I goofed, they still went out of their way to make it right for the customer. So that was a story that I had to share, and I put it out on LinkedIn. I put it out on Facebook, and like I say, Moo even came back, and I wrote this post, said, "I'm a Moo fan for life." And they came back and said, "We're so happy to help and so glad to have you as a Moo fan for life." So not only did they hook me up, they realized my social media post, they commented on it, and it wasn't just a generic response, because they literally referenced the terminology I used in the post. It wasn't just a rubber stamp reply on a social media post. They just, every step of the way, they just demonstrated a level of customer service that you don't see these days.
I feel like anytime I have one of those really great customer service experiences, it makes me want to give them more money.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of, that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
And it was interesting too, because on the social media posts that I put out there, both on LinkedIn and on Facebook, man, people were just raving. Everybody that commented, "Oh, I love Moo. Ha ha ha. That's funny what you did. But I love Moo too. They're so cool. They always take care of me. They're always great. Blah, 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 blah." Every post was making fun of me and praising Moo simultaneously.
I feel like when I set like my financial goals, my goal is to graduate from Walmart to Target and from Office Max to Moo for my business cards. Like I want to reach that level of wealth.
Yeah,
I'm not there yet.
No, it feels
I don't
good.
have that level of disposable income.
Yeah, no, it feels good.
I get my box of like 500 for $1.50 or whatever it is, and I'm happy with that. But that really, you remember those kinds of experiences, and that's how you create those fans for life. It's how you create those brand evangelists. And it's such an important piece when you're building a brand, is getting that reputation. And I'm not sure if I even offer that. And I hate that about myself, because it's just the way my brain works. I don't answer emails.
What do you mean you don't answer emails? I know you don't answer text until you
I don't answer text, and I don't answer emails. I'll get an email, and it'll be from a client, and they'll tell me like all of this stuff is in the drive or whatever, and all I have to say is "got it" or something, and I don't. I just do the work that needs to be done and just ignore it. And then they come back with like, did you get this email? I'm like, oh yeah, I got it. Everything's done. You're good to go. I just don't remember. I'll either respond in my head or I'll just go straight into doing whatever the task is. And I just never respond to the emails.
Well, I mean,
I'm fired.
Some of us are just arrogant like that. We can't be bothered by replying to emails or texts or what instant messages or anything. It's just pshaw. Don't have time for it.
Seriously, like who do y'all think you are? My time is precious. No, but I need to get better at that. I honestly do. But
I think we all do.
My best customer service company, Chewy.
The dog food or pet food company?
Yes, the pet company. Everyone at Chewy is invited to Thanksgiving. They are the best human beings. That company, anytime you have to return something, it's no question. If it's like an entire bag of food, they don't take anything back. They just say donate it to a shelter. Amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
And then it's just replaced, no questions asked. I've forgotten to cancel auto ships and gotten food that Harvey doesn't like anymore. They just refund it and I donate it. I think that time I dropped it on the side of the road there's a homeless camp with a couple dogs. I've done the wrong medicine, like the wrong weights, forgot that he had gotten fat. And they're like, yeah, no, that's fine. Just don't even bother sending it back. We'll send you out a new one. There was like one thing that was like $4 that I wanted to return, and they refunded an entire $200 order.
For a $4 product?
I was like, I only meant this one thing.
Yeah.
And they refunded everything I had ordered.
Wow.
And then they send my dog's birthday cards. They sent me a hand-painted portrait of my dog.
Wow.
Hand-painted. Like you could see the brushstrokes.
Yeah.
I can't say I didn't ask for it because I kind of did. I knew they were doing that for random people. And I tweeted at them, like, how do I get randomly selected for a portrait of my dog? And they DM'd me saying, what's your email address associated with your account? So I don't know if I was super randomly selected, but I got my portrait.
Hey, that's all that matters. Is that the one that hangs in the living room of Harvey there? Is that the one?
No. So the one hanging in the living room, like in my stairwell, that was actually one of my best friends, Talon.
Oh, that's right.
She actually did that one as a digital portrait. And now that I just adopted Kevin, he's going to get his for Christmas. So she's working on one for him. This one, it's the little square one on the little canvas that sits on my bookshelf.
Okay. Yeah, I don't recall that one.
I think it's of the same photo. So they look the same, but one's like hand painted and then one is like digital art.
Oh, that's cool. That's super cool. But yeah, it's just an example of, those small, and if it's a smaller photo, I mean, that kind of is relevant too. It's the small things you can do sometimes to really stretch that customer service experience for your clients is obviously a direct reflection on your brand. I mean, we look at Amazon. I order stuff all the time from Amazon and have to send it back. And I send it back and there's typically no questions asked and I get a full refund and it's amazing. I mean, if I'm trying on clothes, because I don't like going out in public shopping. So it's one of those things where I'll order clothes, try them on and go, that doesn't quite fit right. And then just ship it back. It's like Amazon is my personal, what are those called? Dressing rooms. So that type of thing is what keeps me going back.
That one I'm not so sure about because I don't think it's anything on Amazon. That's going to come out of like the actual like retailer's pocket. And because Amazon just like takes money from everybody.
It doesn't come out of my pocket. How's that?
That's true.
It's like kids that go to college on scholarship. They don't care. They're just there getting an education for free. They don't care where it comes from. They don't care if it's subsidized by the government and our taxes that they're going to school on. They're cool with that. And I'm the same way with Amazon. So if I can use Amazon to get free stuff, or at least free opportunities to try stuff on and send it back, I'm all about it. So to me, it's Amazon providing that customer service.
I guess I just hate giving them credit for stuff, but this isn't customer service. This is about.
I love how some brands get a bad reputation for just being too successful.
Yes,
we're too successful, so people hate us.
Yes, exactly.
That's just it blows my mind. It's got to be a generational thing.
It is. I know
it blows my mind for somebody to have success envy to the point.
I have
such brand.
Seriously though.
I have
me.
General,
yes, me.
This is a very common thing.
Cognitive dissonance about Amazon too, because like on a purely like principle level, I hate them, but I also order from them every day.
Oh, there you go.
So
I appreciate the honesty.
yeah, no. In this situation, I have the moral backbone of a marshmallow peep, but it's fine. But this is so not necessarily customer service, but just like how we treat other people. I just
Yeah.
heard the story and I just need to like share it.
Cool.
There's, I think it was like a football team. It was a college football team, and they only have a set number of scholarships they can give to their athletes, and they ran out. And one of their students could, like one of the players could not get a scholarship because they were out of scholarships. And he was selling plasma to afford his tuition.
Wow.
While playing for the school. And one of the scholarship kids went to his parents, discussed like if they can afford it without the scholarship and everything, and went to his coach and said, "Take away my scholarship and give it to him."
Dude, that's amazing. That's an amazing story.
My heart.
Yeah.
I would support his business.
100%. And you know, and I think that's what puts some of these companies in the position to provide the level of service that they provide. It can be very, very difficult for brand new entrepreneurs who's just building a brand to provide. We'll say that level of customer service. Sometimes we just can't afford to take that financial hit. And that's totally understandable, but there's still opportunities for us to provide customer service at an exceptional level, even if you take the monetary side of things out of the equation. And I think that we lose sight of that sometimes because it can be super frustrating. If you're a consultant or a coach and you have clients that are on retainer and they seem to take advantage of every opportunity they have to work with you. They're sending you emails at 2:00 in the morning or sending you texts all day, every day, including twice on Sunday. And it just gets super frustrating. And there is an opportunity to hopefully, divorce those types of clients. But in the meantime, if we're under a contract or under an extended agreement, or they've purchased a level of service from us, even if it gets frustrating, we still have to keep in mind that throughout all that frustration, our brand is still at the forefront of that interaction.
Yeah, I had one experience that I kind of just said F it and I don't care what they think about my brand, but I had a client that they just were terrible, and they we had an agreement of when I was paid monthly as a retainer and it'd be paid at the beginning of the month, and they were just withholding payment.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to see specific results, and those results were not possible to get yet. It was like I told them there's a 6-month minimum for a reason. You're not going to see this result in month 2. And they just refused. I was still doing the work because I didn't want the projects to fall behind, because customer service and like I want to do what I said I was going to do.
Yeah.
But they refused to pay.
Yeah, I mean, that's a different story. If they're refusing to pay you,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that our brand is dependent on working for free. No one should work for free. And yeah, if they're not paying their invoices, they can take a long walk off short pier, in my personal opinion. But I'm talking about those scenarios where people were paying, and they're committing to they're keeping up their end of the bargain, but they're just really just taking advantage. Those are the kind of clients I'm talking about there.
I pride myself on being very kind, very polite, like when I'm talking to clients, and very personable, and it's like one-on-one. I want them to be like my friends. And I'm never very confrontational.
Yeah.
In the professional space, I had to confront. I had to confrontational.
I
had to confrontational. But it was it was really just more of their customer service, their the experience with their brand of this is how we treat people.
Yeah.
And I think part of it was being a solopreneur, being someone that it's just me and I'm just little girl in my 20s running this little company, and probably seems really easy to take advantage of. And people will take advantage of things like that. So they were not expecting me to say that my lawyer has already looked over everything and is ready to pursue if necessary. And they also didn't know that by my lawyer, I meant my best friend's husband, who I pay in spoiling my niece. But that's not important. They don't know that.
Yeah, no.
But
just
really,
let her head and go to work.
But he had looked over everything, and he was like, I think I Venmoed him like a penny and I said, now you're on retainer. It really like it shows that's how you're treating people who are working for you. How are you treating other people?
Yeah.
And I lost all respect for that company. I'm pretty sure they've like gone under and the owners got divorced.
I know
there's
exactly who
nothing
you're
good
talking
happening.
about. No, I'm pretty sure we
Do
heard
we call them out? Do we call them out?
We don't call them out. No, no, we don't call them out because I think they're defunct. I think they defaulted and
They probably,
filed
honestly,
bankruptcy.
probably.
I think they did.
rhyme with Gastagar.
Yeah, that's a good clue. That's a good clue. Man, it sounds like a wizard from Harry Potter.
Right?
Yeah.
Like Lord of the Rings.
Well, we got way off base here on this one.
That was still customer service-y.
Sorry, rhymes with Gastagar.
Y'all can kiss my ass.
Hey, whoa. Kiss my astagar. So yeah. Anyways.
Yes. But really, when you have that good customer service, you start to gain that reputation. You start to get those clients who are going to be those repeat customers. And it's going to almost always increase your revenue because of that. And you have to kind of look at it more big picture too, because if you're offering refunds on things, like that's money out of your pocket that's decreasing, but the effect that it's going to have more in the long run is what's important. And it can be tough though, because when you are a small business, if you pay me something now and then you ask for that money back in like a month, that money's gone. That has been spent. Like we don't all have this big cash reserve that we can just sit on in case we need to pay someone back. So it can be really tough, but it's part of what you just have to do, and you have to just eat it.
Yeah, I get it, man. Not everybody can use their $200 worth of business cards to wrap their G-Wagon. I mean, it's just not something that everybody can do. I mean, it's a luxury that I enjoy, but I get where most people, can't.
He drives a Ford.
Yeah, by G-Wagon, I mean Ford Edge. But yeah, man, I think I wanted to share that story because I think there's a lot to learn from it. One, make sure that if you're designing your business cards and you're using Photoshop, turn off the template guideline layer before you upload the image. That's always a plus.
Proofread before you print. Double check before you print.
It's just weird because I know I looked at it, and for some reason in my feeble little mind, it went, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's right.
What is the saying in like construction? It's measure twice, cut once.
Yeah.
Here it's like check twice, print once.
And I know I checked multiple times and still
printed twice.
I went, yeah, cool. That'll work.
When you showed it to me though, I was really confused about it. I was like, what's up with all the lines? I guess.
Yeah, well, thanks for saying something. Thank you.
I haven't used Moo. I actually used them years ago. But
Thanks,
I didn't remember.
pal.
I thought maybe that's just like how they do their proofs. I don't know.
Thanks, partner.
I think I just had more faith in you than you deserved.
Yeah, in that instance, yes. Yeah,
like you would never.
Oh, but he would. Oh, but he did. So.
Never overestimate you.
Well, once again, thanks to Moo for all their support and their amazing customer service. Hopefully you got some value out of this episode and put a little thought into your own level of customer service that you provide, because your brand depends on it. So with that, I'm Larry Roberts.
And I'm Sara Losi. And if you're waiting on an email response from me, I am so sorry. You're not going to get it.
Not going to happen.
We'll talk to you next week.